Hello and welcome to Photo Time with Anderson. This is how to take your beautiful magazine background collage and take a photo and kind of combine it with a photo a little bit. So here I have this open, and how you open a file in Photoshop is you just come here to File, Open, and then you have to know where the file is and you just browse to wherever you are keeping it. Etc. So I already have this guy open. Another way of opening a file in Photoshop is just by taking it and dragging it onto the app. So here this is, and what I'm going to do is I have these two files open. I want to get this image of my everyday hero Lynn, and I want to copy it. I want to rotate it, and then I want to copy it, and then I want to paste it onto this image. So here I'm going to go ahead and go to Edit, Transform. First I have to unlock it as a background layer. So if you're ever getting grayed out commands, that could be why. Edit, Transform, and I'm going to come in here to, I think it's rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, and there it is. I'm going to do Select All. So this is Select All, and then Edit, Copy. So anytime you want to do something like a copy paste, edit, paste. Just don't worry about that if you get that warning sign. It's the same thing as Word. Anytime you want to open a file, it's the same thing as Word. Anytime you want to copy paste, it's the same thing as Word. What is different in Photoshop is you have these little layers here. So now if I click this little eyeball off, there's this layer and there's this layer. And so we want to simplify this. So we have just the image of her on top of the background. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the layer and move it down here, and then I'm going to copy this layer. That's just so I have an extra copy of those layers in case I do something to the top too that I don't like, and you see they say copy underneath them. So on this layer, I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Scale. Now I have this little bounding box that comes up around it, and I can increase the size of my image and kind of move it around here. I can do it again after I crop it, but I want to just get a general idea of how big I want it to be. And I'm holding Shift to make sure it's not like this. So if I hit Shift, it'll constrain that ratio. So I'm just going to double click, and that will apply the transformation. If I want to go to Move, come up here to the Move tool. And you can move that around a little bit. And anytime you're looking for something in Photoshop, you can kind of come into this Help menu. Anytime you don't know what the tools are, you can hover over them. Move tool. So here we've got the Polygonal Lasso tool. I think that's going to be the easiest one for us to use today. So as opposed to the Lasso tool or the Magnetic Lasso tool, I'm going to go on this Polygonal Lasso tool. We're going to go right here, which this first little square, which means make a new selection. These are different options where you add to the selection you already have. So I just zoomed in a little bit. So if you want to zoom, you hit the Z key and you can come in and out like this. So I'm on my Polygonal Lasso tool, and what I want to do is, it's okay because I have a bit of a collage look. So I know that the way this is going to look is not going to be perfect, but I definitely want to, because I'm making these little points, it's all going to be, oops, and see, I lost my selection there because I made too many clicks. So I'm just going to come in here, and this is how I use this guy. And I think just to make it easier on myself, I'm just going to do this, and then I've selected those little marching ants, and I'm going to hit delete. When I hit delete, it's going to delete it to the background. To deselect, anything you want to do in the selection menu is up here in the selection menu. So and then I'm going to come here, and it's up to you how you want to do this. And if, let's say I come in here on her shoulder, and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't like the way that turned out. I actually have this little guy right here called the History. You can also go to View, window, history, make sure that's checked off, and I can go back a few states on my history. And in fact, I've gone back these few states on my history, and I have my Polygonal Lasso tool, and if I just hold down Option, the Option key, just find the little Option key, I can actually get rid of that part of the selection, and then delete, and then Command D for deselect. So I'm just going to keep kind of going around here with my lasso tool. It just takes a little bit of time to, oops, I am not just used to this. Get the selection that you're looking for. And so here's the beautiful smiling wind here. And I know this is an easier part to select because I have her shoulder. I want to be careful with her face. What I'm actually going to do right now is I'm just going to come here and I'm going to double click. And then I'm going to hit delete there. I'm going to deselect. I'm just going to take this and capture this part real quick. Okay, delete. Okay, and because I want to maybe zoom into her hair a little bit and be a little bit more careful with what I'm doing there. Like maybe I kind of want to get the shape. I know I can't really see what's her hair and what's not, but I want to get this sense that it's kind of like swaying in the breeze. Okay, and when I zoom out, like it's okay, I might come in and edit that one a little bit. So that is how I just kind of take the picture and I put it on the background there. And then if, depending on how you want to do it, you can crop. If you want to crop, let's say I wanted it to be a little bit more like that, like up, maybe a little, crop it in a little tighter. I double click, and then that's my image. And that's just a basic edit and crop. So go on to the next video if you want to see how to kind of mix and match the image a little bit more, which will give you something that ends like this. Okay, and so oh, I don't have it open. Okay. So go on to the next video and you'll see the mix and match image. Thanks for watching.